Well, I think it's very important to address this confidence gap that we have between the experienced partners that have taken risks and have learned from them and the junior staff that are just trying to keep trying to figure out what their career looks like. Okay. And the thing I would say here is that first off, I think you're absolutely right, Eric, that validating the data that comes out of AI and having that human in the loop is an essential part here. And I think that is a significant definition of what advisory looks like to me, because there is some measurement here. This goes back. I mean, I think I was fortunate enough to watch my great uncle coach my father in entrepreneurship when I was a kid. And one of the things I remember my great uncle saying to my dad was, yeah, my great uncle was a very successful entrepreneur and engineer and has, founded a business that now has sales in the hundreds of millions of dollars. I will say that the thing that was so cool about what he said was that he said that, if you make a mistake, for God's sake, tell everybody about it because we don't want to make the same old mistakes. We want to make new and interesting ones. And that's the thing I think that's critical for this because, you don't your partners are very quiet and they don't share where they took risks and explain that and explain the thinking and explain the calculus that's happening in the background. And these staff are sitting out here and it looks like, the partner is some Harry Potter here. No, he's taken a lot of small chances over the years, increasingly bigger, and then he or she's figured out that this is how we do here. And the thing is that we've all been taught that accounting is black and white, but the reality of it is that there are gambles that we have to take, just like when you're playing chess, when you're playing any kind of game with anybody. There is a risk associated with every move you make. And the easiest way to lose is to stop going forward altogether. So very cool, Eric. I love what you're doing. And I agree with you. I think the accounting profession is going to change the world. I think it's going to be different than we all think it is. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to be, like I said earlier, those 300 Spartans at Thermopylae that keep the hallucinations from going through and turning into worse decisions than we could ever dream up as humans.